In this video, we're going to look at 10 ways to use the cloud on your iPad. And to go along with that, you need to download some apps from the App Store. First one is Dropbox, and then Box, Google Drive and Windows Skydrive, Notability and Goodreader, and Adobe Reader and Chrome. Now I want to upload a PDF document from my hard drive, from the Finder, so I'm using a Mac, to Dropbox. And so opening up the Finder, and I have a Dropbox client installed on the Finder, so I can just put the document straight into this location. So from the desktop, I have a PDF that I want to put into Dropbox. I'm not going to drag it in because that will delete it from the source, the desktop, and put it into Dropbox. I want to keep it in the original place, but just put a copy of it into Dropbox. So I'm going to copy it and then into Dropbox, just paste it, and then immediately Dropbox starts syncing, and it syncs quite quickly because that's a very small file. And if I go into Dropbox on the internet, into my actual account, I've signed into the accounts, just reload the page, and that file is uploaded to Dropbox, and now I can use the iPad and mobile apps to use that file. What I want to do now is import that document into an app. So I'm going to use Notability and import that document into Notability so I can do some annotation and add some notes to it. So in Notability, I need to import a file, and I'm going to import it from Dropbox, and I want the file called podcasting. So I'm going to import that. It's already downloading that from Dropbox and importing it into Notability, where I can then do whatever I want with it. So once it's detected that import, then I can either add that document to an existing note, or create a new note, or cancel it altogether. So I'm going to create a new note, and I can import the whole 21 pages because it's a large document, or just a one page or a few pages. I might just import a couple of pages. Then OK. And that's imported to all notes. So I can do done. And there's the actual document there, imported into Notability, where I can now use the text tools and the annotation tools and start to highlight and annotate. The other thing I can do is directly from the Dropbox app, locate the document that I just uploaded and open that in another app. So finding the document, so I can open that, and that's opening in Dropbox. So it's downloading from the Dropbox in the cloud into the Dropbox app on my iPad. And then I can use the sharing button and open it in another app. So I'm going to open it in any app that I have installed on my iPad that is able to take PDF documents will appear in this list of open-ins. So I want to open it in Adobe Reader, where also I can annotate and edit PDF documents. So there's highlighting tools, there's text tools, there's freehand drawings, there's all sorts of annotations that you can do. And then when I've finished editing and annotating, so I might put some highlighting on, add my signature, which is already saved in there, move it around. So whatever annotations I want to do, close that text bar, go back to documents where the document is saved, and then I can take that document and upload that back to Dropbox because it's in its original form still up in Dropbox. First of all, let's just rename the file and just call it edited so I can see the difference. Podcasting, and it's that one, the edited one, that I now want to open in Dropbox and save it to Dropbox. And you can see that as it's being uploaded. So that's the edited one. So it takes a minute before it's downloaded and opens. That's the edited one. And then I still have the original. Part of cloud storage is to be able to transfer documents to and from different cloud services. So I've just edited a document and I've got the original up on Dropbox. So I'm going to use Dropbox and save those two documents into Google Drive. Now, doing all this on the iPad, I'll take the first one and open that in Google Drive and upload. And that one uploads to Google Drive. And then go back to Dropbox and take the other one, which was the edited one. Open that in Google Drive. Upload. Now I can see them in my drive. There's the edited one and the original. And I want to put them into a folder. So in here there are some folders already there, but I want to create a new folder. So in the plus, I'm going to add a new folder. Let's call it podcasting documents. And then I want to move the two files I've just uploaded into that folder. I'm going to do them one by one. So I'm going to tap the I next to that file and move that file into that folder. Tap the folder, move it here. Tap the I and move that into that same folder, move here. Now in Google Drive, the way it's organised is folders appear first and then you've got your single documents at the underneath that in alphabetical order. You can change that to look at different views, so thumbnail views at your personal preference. But that's now in a folder. So if I go into that folder, podcasting docs, there are the two files that we just copied from Dropbox and uploaded to Google Drive. Now you often have to combine your cloud storage actions with the computer as well as using your tablet or your iPad. In this case, I'm using Skydrive on my computer and I need to sign in. And what I want to do is create a folder for photos that I upload from the camera roll on the iPad and share those photos out to friends and family. So on the computer I can create a folder, up here create folder, and now from the iPad, from the Skydrive app, I want to upload some pictures from the camera roll into that folder. So as I go back into Skydrive, that's synced now and that new folder is there. So I can go into that folder, there's nothing in there at the moment, and I want to upload some photos. So at the top right there's an action button and I want to add items, choose existing, and then go from the camera roll and just selecting a couple of photos of the dog and upload. And you can see down at the bottom there it's uploading 1 of 4 from my iPad to my Windows Skydrive. And as they're uploading you can see them appearing in the folder. So the first one's up now, the second one's there, and it's uploading the third one now. So all the files have been uploaded and I can tap them in the Skydrive app to show them, trash them also from there, move them into a different folder, different location within the Windows Skydrive, and rename the file, download it or open it in another app. So I'm going to rename that file instead of the date, which is a bit obscure, for Harry. And done. So I could go and rename them all before I share them out from Skydrive. So as you tap them, you get some options. And from there, I can send a link to that picture in an email to somebody. I could set up the permissions for who I'd like to have access to that picture. and allow them to have editing rights, or making them sign in to Windows Skydrive. And if I say yes to that, then anyone who gets that link will not be able to even see that picture unless they have a Microsoft account and a Skydrive account, because I'll have to sign into that account. Now, not everybody does, so turn that one off. And that's where you add the email addresses for the people you want to receive that picture. And I could go back and do every one of those. And as I make some changes within the app, those same changes will be reflected in Skydrive on the computer. So if I go back in here, and that's syncing now, and when I go into the list view, you can see that renamed file has occurred also, and change the view and go into the picture view, the slideshow view. So you can do all of this on your iPad, and it will be sitting up in your Windows Skydrive account. And what I want to do with it is actually share out a folder. So instead of sharing out a link to each picture one by one, I'd like to share the whole folder. So I'm back on the iPad in Windows Skydrive, and here's the folder here. I can rename the folder, can add more items to it, can select items within that folder, sharing and permissions. So let's send a link. Let's try it and see. Send a link in an email. What I'm about to do is share the folder and give permissions to anybody I send this link to view and edit, or view only. So I'm only going to let them view it, not do anything else. So now it's getting a link for me. It's creating an email message for me. And there's the link there to view this folder. Click on this link, and I can send it to various people. So I just send it to one of my email addresses, and then you can put any other messages in and then send that, so that whoever gets this email can effectively view those photos just by clicking on the link. Now you can do that within the Skydrive app, and you can also do it in Windows Skydrive on the computer. So here's the folder, and I want to share that folder. So I can create a link, or get a link. And there's the link to that folder. I'm going to shorten that link because it's too long, and then copy it, close, and then email that link using whatever email program I have to those that I want to be able to view it. Now you can do that also within Skydrive. So I can go back to share, and I can share it using the email here, but this is, you need to have an Outlook mail account to do that, so I really don't want to do that. I want to be able to send it in Gmail or something, and it tells you there that the link, you can only view it, you can't do anything else with it. So I go back to my email and see, because I sent it to myself, so go into my mail on the iPad. I'm doing this on the iPad, and into the iCloud mail, and there's the message. So ultimately I should be able to just click on that, tap on that link, and that opens up that folder. So it's opened up the browser, Safari, and it's opened up my Skydrive folder, and it's showing me those pictures. Notice that I don't have to sign in, because there's the sign in button. I haven't signed in. And then I can view them. So I can open up each picture and I can view it, and I can download it and view the original, and then I can share that picture to somebody else, and it gives me all the information about that picture. Something else you can do with Google Drive is to create a document from Google Drive on the iPad and share that out to as many people as you like, and then they can collaborate and edit it all at the same time. From My Drive, tap the plus and create a new document, and let's call it Sharing. Create, and it It does give you some limited options in terms of word processing, but there's enough there to actually create a document. And let's just paste some text in there. And I've got some editing tools and some style tools. To save it, simply tap the tick, and that's saved. Then the cross to go back to my drive. The document will be in the list of files. So here it is there, sharing document. I can open it from here and view it. And at the moment I have no other viewers, no one else is sharing it. And no one's made a comment. So it's not being shared yet. So how do you share it? And tap the eye. And there is a share. So I want whoever I share this with to be able to edit. So I add the name of the people I want to allocate permissions to, the email address, and that email will be sent to that person with an invitation to share that document. Now you can see at the bottom there all the different people who've got privileges, who've got sharing access, and you can see what privileges you've given to each particular person. So I go into my mail, and there's the message indicating that the document's been shared with me. I don't have to have Google Drive to be able to edit and collaborate with other people on this document. I can tap that link and edit, and I can add my own text to this, and I can fix, there's a spelling mistake there, collaborate. So I can replace words, fix the typing mistakes, add things, and it's saved. As soon as you type something, it saves. You can see that saved seconds ago. Refresh it, see if anyone else has made any changes to it, and then I could sign out. So I'm going to go back into Google Drive as myself and look for the file, sharing document, and it will refresh, and it's got the additional text, the spelling mistake's been fixed, no one else is viewing it. But collaboration means that whoever's got the sharing can all be adding their own text and editing and amending all at the same time. And if you want to remove the privileges, again you locate the document, and I might want to replace this person and remove that user so they no longer have access. You can also save a web page if you're using the Chrome browser as a PDF and save that and print that to Google Drive using Google CloudPrint. So let's try that. Need to have Chrome, and there's a web page there that I'd like to save as a PDF. That's a fairly long web page, but there's a lot of information there. And to save it in Chrome, select the menu, then print, and if I could print it to paper if I had a suitable printer, or use Google CloudPrint. To use Google CloudPrint, you have to set it up in Chrome on a computer and see the description for a link to a video that explains how to use Google CloudPrint. But I'm going to print this web page. So going to select Google CloudPrint, and it's searching for a printer, and these are all printers that either I've print direct to paper or they're any mobile device that has Chrome. So I could print this web page to my phone, the Galaxy S4. Anything that has Chrome on it can be used to print to. So I'm going to select Google Drive for this one and save it. I can rename it once I get it into Google Drive. So save that. It's called iPad App Basics. So this page is now going to be a PDF document. Let's go into Google Drive and have a look for it. And remember, the folders are first and then the files. That's the document. I'm going to I and rename it. Just give it a different name and rename it. So there it is there. I've just named it. Now I want to move it into the folder for PDF documents. So again, finding the document, tap the I and move it to a folder. So it's going into that PDF folder that I already had. Move the document there. And it's no longer just in the list of files, it's now in the PDF documents folder. And if we open it, this is now a PDF document of that web page, and it takes everything. So you're going to get the sidebars and maybe get some ads, but it's a good way to actually print whole web pages to Google Drive. If you really don't want all the sidebar, then you'd have to use another app to crop all that out, or do that on a computer. So with all these different cloud services on your iPad, you do need some way of managing your files. And my file manager of choice is Goodreader. You can connect to all the different cloud servers. So if I tap connect to servers and then add, they are all the different storage locations that Goodreader can access. Amongst them is Dropbox, Skydrive, Google Drive and Box. It could also access mail servers and Windows NAS boxes, Windows computers. All sorts of connections are possible. Now I've already added a connection to Skydrive and Google Drive and Dropbox, but I haven't added a connection to Box. And to do that is simply tap Add, and I want a Box server. Give it a name so I know what that location is. I just call it Box. Then you put in your username and password, and then tap Add. Our Box is now one of the servers that you can connect to. So I can tap to connect to it, and any files that are in my Box account can be viewed, downloaded, sent off to another location. Let's close that for a second. If I go into Google Drive, there is the folder, the podcasting docs, that I created before and saved to Google Drive. If I want to do something with those documents or send them off somewhere else, then I need to download them from Google Drive into Goodreader, which is what I'm going to do now. Tap download and just download the folder here. I could create another folder within Goodreader or put it into another folder that already exists, or create a new one. I'll just download the folder. And you can see in the downloads in progress, it's downloading that folder, 1.2 megabytes. I can close that. And there's the folder now inside Goodreader. So I can open it in Goodreader, and there's one of the files that we opened before. It also has a PDF reader and a way to annotate and edit PDF files. Much more options than Adobe Reader has. So what can we now do with Goodreader? So finally I want to move some of those documents around from one cloud service to another. So to do that file management, going back into Goodreader and connect to server, and I want to go into Google Drive and do something with that folder that I just added a document into. So PDF documents is the folder, and I want to download that folder into my Goodreader. So I'm going to select it and then tap download and just download here. And that's in the downloads in progress. And then I can close. So there's the document now sitting in my Goodreader document manager. So PDF documents, the two of them are in there, how to order your apps, and another document that was in there previously. And they want to upload that folder to Box. To reduce the file size or the time, I'm going to compress it. So in Goodreader, you have a Manage Files section, and I'm going to select that folder. And there are a number of things that you can do with a file or a folder. Among one of those is to zip it. So I'm going to select zip, and you can see there's PDF documents.zip. So it's slightly smaller. In this case, it hasn't made much difference, but if you had a whole lot of photos, for example, you could zip them up, and then done. And now I want to upload that zipped folder to Box. So I'm going to select Box and then upload. Select the actual file or folder. So there's the folder there, PDF document zip. Upload one item. And that folder is now in Box. So I can close it. Go out of Goodreader, add into the Box app, refresh it, and that's the PDF documents.zip folder is already there. I can open that. That's preparing to download it. So Box cannot deal with a zipped file, and it's giving you suggestions on what apps might be able to deal with a zip file. So if you tap Add Apps to edit files, it goes out to the App Store and gives you some suggestions for possible apps that you could install on your iPad that could then be used to unzip this document. And so there's a lot of them. So if you knew the name of an app, you could already have that installed. So in this case, I have Goodreader. So even though I zipped it in Goodreader, I can also unzip it in Goodreader. I forget all that bit. So if you received a document into your Box account and you wanted to unzip it, you could do that in Goodreader. First of all, I'm just going to rename this. And then I'm going to open the zipped file in Goodreader. And there it is at the bottom, zipped folder zip. And I want to unzip it. So in Manage Files, select the folder, unzip. And it's brought it in as PDF documents because inside that zipped file was the PDF documents folder. So it's given me two now. Done. So that's unzipped. And then you could upload it back to Box. So sometimes there's a long, convoluted way of dealing with files, and you've sort of got to think through which service am I going to use for what activity. I could send this back to Box. So go into Connect Servers, into Box, upload, select that folder, that's a zipped one, and upload the item back to Box. Close Goodreader, go back into Box, refresh it, and there's the documents folder, and then I could manage the files and delete the zipped one. Then highlight the folder I want to delete and delete it. So there's 10 ways that you can use the cloud to manage documents and files on your iPad.